in true hobo style. It's the 1st of January 2021 and I'm here with my friend Reese. We've got a couple of bikes set up here. So we'll show you what we got set up here. This one's a mountain bike. A bunch of shopping bags, looking like a proper homeless person. And in my typical fashion, here is a folding bicycle all set up and ready to ride in Hobo Forest Green. Folding bike is keeping up with the big bike. Just going as fast as I can go in the top gear.
It's our people.
Stopped in this picturesque little spot for a swim. Beer. If I can't get to Amsterdam, I'm going to bring Amsterdam to me in the form of its delicious beverages. What do you reckon?
I reckon we should get past the seaweed and get in.
Righto.
Start to the year.
Tell us a bit more about this system that you've got happening here.
Well, this system has never been tried before and I've never done this, so I pretty much suck and I'm a newbie and it hasn't fallen off yet, so just keeping the bike up while you do it. What I should have had is a flat platform here and the tent on top of these, I think, so you learn as you go.
We're starting to look for a place to camp for the night. There's a nice river down there. This private property over here, although it looks pretty good, you never know when the farmer's going to come along and put stock in the morning early or check the fences on his motorbike. That's the trail. It's quite hilly up that way, quite steep, and it's extremely dry. I don't think we'll be lighting a fire, but
I think we've just found our camp for the night. Beautiful flat area. The road's just up there.
that's the trail there.
The river's on the other side of that.
We can push our bikes down here, but it might just be hard to get them up tomorrow. But that doesn't matter. That's tomorrow. So we can go down there. It's quite steep though.
That way's easier.
That way might be easier. Alright, we're all set up here in the forest with an aerial view of our camp. It's my hammock. Looking pretty good. Reese has got this tent set up here.
Not big, but you know.
What's it called?
What's it called?
A Lux new technical concept for your outdoor. It's good. And if I can find a link to that, I'll put it down in the description below. Here's a hammock that I didn't unpack this stuff in my last video about the gear, but that's what it looks like all set up. Got the hammock, and there's our climate insulated mat. I have my tarpaulin in there, and I'll throw it over top if it starts raining on me in the night. Yeah, it's a cool little camp. Should work out good. I think it's now time for the cheese and cracker hour and maybe a drink.
This is 90% vodka that I brewed myself, and Coca-Cola syrup. So it's lighter when you bring it in. You just add a bit of water, and you're left with this black goop. Tastes all right, and it certainly does the job. Cheers. Cook up some cheap food.
What do we got?
What have we got? Basically sort of ramenish noodles. You can get a shot of that.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description so you can buy that noodle.
Buy that noodle because it's very delicious.
So this is what we're having for dinner. We've got some eggs here, and of course the aforementioned noodle, delicious. And the cooking device here is just this little stove. I've shown you things like this before in my previous video. This is a real life hobo cook-up. It's Chef Ricio.
Chef Hobo-io.
What do you got
Subscribe
there?
to my channel. Paparizio. I make ginger wine.
That's right, you're going to go and visit Paparicio's channel, and I'll just put the link up here in this corner.
Yep.
You can see how he makes his ginger wine. And other excellent alcohol making videos are on the way on that channel. That sounds like a pheasant. Alright, so where we're camped, I don't know if it's showing up now because it's pretty much after dark. There are heaps of quails up in the trees. Now, a big noisy pheasant has just turned up. But we're expecting to hear and see a whole bunch more wildlife as it gets dark. Not too many animals in the night.
I don't see any.
I heard some, but they didn't bother me. And the quails were up early, they're gone. Good hammock, quite comfortable. This mat moves around in it quite a bit. And I kind of slide down. So what happens is your feet get a bit higher than your head, I guess. I'll just have to figure that out for next time I put it together, but on the whole, pretty good. Okay, time for some breakfast. It's our delicious breakfast this morning, 2nd of January. The hammock, on the whole, very good. Packs down fast, small, light, really easy to set up. As long as it's not raining, this would probably be a pretty good option. Otherwise, a good camping spot, pretty good gear. I'd rate it highly for this type of outing. We're about to hit the trail again and go and see some more of this beautiful country of ours. in this car park. It's near the gorge. It's the entrance to the gorge. There's a big bridge over here, and that sort of heads towards all the gold mining stuff. This is where a lot of people who are on their summer holiday come and park their cars and go for a short walk. So I'd expect that the cycling up along this bridge is not going to be that great, because we're probably going to run into a lot of people with little kids and stuff like that walking along with all their summer gear. But hopefully we can check out something cool to do with the gold mining just across here and maybe go for a swim. Hello holiday makers! Pretty nice, but there's so many cars. That's what we could hear last night from where we were staying. And then in there it gets real steep, super steep. It's like deep into the abyss. The lights behind me. Yes. This is the end.
That's your fellow hobo.
Most people coming into New Zealand and they expect to see fantastic scenery and all this other stuff. The reality is pretty much the reality. It's pretty awesome around here. This is the area that we camped in last night, under here. All this scrubby stuff. So this was the old train track here. We stashed our gear down in there, so we're just heading down to pick it up, and then we'll ride our bikes back to civilization. This whole landscape does look a bit like Holland, especially with these kind of, you got a river there and then a stop bank, cows. Things are all falling apart at this point on the way back home, and it's just, these trails are pretty rough for this folding bike and this gear setup that we have. So the bits of rubber are breaking apart, things are falling off. We're nearly back where we started our journey. Back in town just as the rain's setting in, so I'm going to make it back to our vehicle and debrief this little excursion. We've come to the end of our journey here and we've arrived back in this town, wherever we are, and it started to rain like hell, so we just thought we'd wrap up the video and just to let you know a few things about what we learned about riding the Hauraki rail trail. As you can see, we're nearby the road, as we have been throughout the whole thing. So if you really want to get away from it all and you don't want to hear all this road noise, I wouldn't really recommend this ride. But it's very nice and scenic, and there's a beautiful river you can swim in. We've had some good success with the camping. As far as the bikes go, I would say the mountain bikes are certainly more suited for this type of trail riding, and I'm tempted to go out and build a cheap enough mountain bike that I can use on this type of riding for next time. Anyway, altogether, pretty successful outing. And thanks for watching. If you like it, there's plenty more on my channel. See you in the next episode.